Like, is open now. What's going on, y'all? Could you hear me? Are we live? We're trying new things out, right? We're always trying new things out, which is good. That means we are evolving, you know? But we're just checking, make sure that we're live. Can y'all hear me, chat? Can you hear me? Okay, I'm trying to get the hang of this independent lifestyle, okay? Because, yeah, it's something else. So give me a second. You guys cannot see me yet, but watch this. As soon as I get to it, I'm going to show you guys a little something. Now you see me? He black. But right now, I'm just trying to pull up the channel so I can make sure that I can see the chat and all that stuff. You know what I mean? Amazing. And then we'll start the show. So everybody can hear me? We're good? Okay, amazing. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start the show. So bear with me. And we are going to get this show. Hold on, here in volume. Okay, we got some good stuff coming. We're going to talk about some AI stuff. Ooh, we're going to talk about also that it's your duty as a member of society to master your craft. We're going to get into that and maybe some other stuff. So make sure you tell your peoples right now as the intro is going. And keep one eye on watching the intro because it's so good. And put the other eye on sending a message to your peoples. All right? We're going to start the intro. Here we go. Oh. What's going on, y'all? Welcome to the Joel Friday TV podcast. I am Joel Friday. Bienvenido. Can you guys hear me? Can you guys see me? I think you can. Welcome to the show. I'm trying out some new kind of programs, right, that Nick showed me to where we basically run the show on our own independently, right? No audio engineer needed, right? We could do all things by a computer and some buttons, and our life is complete. We don't need a woman. We don't need help. Nah, I'm playing. But it's some fun stuff, so I'm trying to get the hang of it. So forgive me if it's just like kind of weird at first. You know what I mean? So amazing. Welcome to the show. Topics to be covered today. So not even last week, yesterday. I almost said last week. Yesterday, we did do a Labor Day show. So if you missed it, watch the show yesterday. We were here on Monday. We did a show on Monday for Labor Day. And we talked about the enemy's greatest weapon is your feelings. And boy, we got into some stuff about it. You know what I mean? I thought it was a good episode, in my opinion. But see for yourself. Check it out. Let me know what you think. Drop a comment. Make sure you like, share the video, and all that good stuff. But we got into some stuff. I think the enemy, if we understand some of the topics mentioned in that episode, I think it'll bring us a lot more peace. I really believe that. If we truly understand some of the topics that were talked about in episode 29, Labor Day show. Okay, so check that out when you get a chance. Today's topics, right? We're going to talk about some AI stuff, some interesting, a lot of stuff going on with AI and science and mastering your craft and, you know, all these things that I want to get into that I think that are good topics to talk about, And I think you guys might like them too. So we're going to get into that. But before we do all that, you know what we got to do. You know what you got to do. First, you got to hit that like button, smack it. Lay the smack down on the like, subscribe, and share button. Tell your peoples about the show so we can get the subscribers up and a message out. I appreciate what's been done so far. Y'all are amazing. I'm grateful. Also, it is a talk show, so you can call in and we could talk. 888-775-3773, and we can have conversation. We can argue, we can fellowship, we can do whatever you want. It could be about the topics, it could be about my life, it could be about whatever. We can get into it. I'm here for it, all in the name of Jesus. So you can call in 888-775-3773. Now let me make sure I have that open as well so I can see the calls. Amazing. I am also gonna have to learn how to do split screen over here so I can see everything at once, but we'll work on that. Amazing. So I will get to super chats if the Lord is willing. In the name of Jesus, no, we're gonna profess this. In the name of Jesus, I'm getting to some super chats today. Oh, I'm getting to them. You know how I know I'm gonna get to them? Because I'm gonna get to them first. So let me do some super chats real quick. Just so that way I'm not that guy. You know what I mean? So let's do that real quick. Super chats. Oh, I can't view them right now. But it's okay. I'll get to the ones that are in the chat right now. Let's see. Lin Yan Chin with the donation had said something, but he retracted it. That's okay. Maybe he was trying to be generous to my channel and not to give me shadow ban and all that good stuff. You know what I mean? But thank you, Lin Yan Chin, for the donation. It's much appreciated. And I had some from yesterday too, but I'm gonna have to figure out how to go in there and get them. But thank you guys for the super chats. I'm not trying to neglect them, and I am gonna read them. I'm just trying to figure everything out. You know what I'm saying? It's a lot of things going on, but we're gonna get it together. Amazing. So let's get into it. By the way, if you do have questions or comments, or you are trying to figure out how to send a super chat, you can send it in the chat box. As you can see in the chat box, you can send a donation just to support the show, or you can send a question or a comment, and I will do my best to read it on air. Also, should I do buy me a coffee thing? I see everybody doing buy me a coffee. I just don't know how it works. So maybe I'll do the buy me a coffee thing too. I don't know. I'm just trying to do what all the other kids is doing. You know what I mean? And like it, you know. But James says, it's fun, you should try it. If you need to connect it to your Twitter, it can tweet out every time someone buys a coffee. Yeah, that's kind of cool. So I'm going to try to set it up too, because it seems like a lot of people are using Buy Me a Coffee. Even I have Buy Me a Coffee. It's easy. Do everything Jesse does. I know. I'm really trying. All the cool kids get bought coffees. So that's what I'm saying. I'm trying to be where the cool kids are at. James is where the cool kids are at. Nick and Hassan are where the cool kids are at. And they're doing pretty cool over there. They're looking pretty cool. So I need to go where the cool kids are. So I'm going to work on it. Amazing. So interesting stuff happening in the world, right? So I'm over here. Let's go to some things. I'm over here, just thinking about some stuff, preparing the show. And I was thinking about how, and I forgot, I'm I'll explain in a second. But I was thinking about how, because I was reading this book and it's called Mastery. Nick, can you do me a favor? Can you hand me my backpack over there? It's in the, yeah. So I'm reading this book called Mastery, and this, I read it already in the past. I read it a while ago, but it talks about mastering your craft. You can just give me the whole, yeah. It talks about mastering your craft, and I thought it was so deep, very deep book, and I'm grateful to have read it. And it talks about the importance of mastering your craft, and it also says, it talks about how you don't belong to you, you belong to society, you belong to the world, meaning that as we grow, as we learn, we are meant to be of service to society with the gifts and the skills that we've been given by God. We're supposed to, in return, use those to be of service to society, be of service to the world. And I thought that was good. I liked it. So I dug into it and really tried to understand what it talks about. And this is the book, Mastery by Robert Greene. Really good book. And a lot of good stuff that it talks about, right? I'm going to get more into some of the details on it that I learned from it and how it's helped me. But right now I want to talk about the point of it. The point of it is to be great at what you do. Now, in the world, we see scientists, and they kind of lead the way of doing great things. You know what I mean? Like, they make, cars. They've made or science is behind how vehicles work. Science is behind how buildings are made. Scientists are behind all these things, inventions, medicine, all these things scientists have been behind, and they've committed their lives to fully becoming whatever they desired, right? And they've done great things, and they've committed to greatness, right? And scientists in that area have led the way, right? Maximizing their full potential, right? But oftentimes that doesn't translate into everyday people. And I think everyday people think that only scientists can be great, only certain people can be smart. And I think Christians think that too. Christians, don't really always want to be their best. Christianity also takes the seat of comfort oftentimes. Comfortable, feel good, don't want pain, you know what I mean? But scientists tend to go there. We tend to see results from a lot of people who take that route, right? But they also lack in common sense sometimes, scientists, right? Because oftentimes scientists are not believers of God, right? They believe in evolution from animals to humans, and they believe in Big Bang theory, and things naturally evolved, and it has nothing to do with God or Christianity or Jesus or anything, right? So they believe in that. But oftentimes, sometimes science silences the intuition. And that's what I wanted to talk about, because we see the effects of science being so great in many areas, but sometimes I don't know if they have that inner intuition that tells them, okay, stop. You see where I'm going here? Okay, that's enough. At this point, we may be crossing the boundary, right? And I want to talk about it. So I think that it's important, regardless if it's a Christian, a scientist, an intellectual, an atheist, no matter who it is, don't rely on anybody. Don't lean on anybody's opinion. Don't lean on nothing. Know for yourself. It's important to draw your own conclusions. I want to say that first. Draw your own conclusions. Don't lean on nobody's stuff, because we've seen in society when we lean on other people's opinions or advice, oftentimes when we don't see it for ourselves, we're led astray. Right? So you want to know for yourself. Now, there's people like, I don't know who. I don't know any specific names, but there is AI, right? Now, AI, hold on one second. Let me get this together. AI has it's a new thing. I don't know how new it is, but I mean, robots kind of been like, artificial intelligence is AI. But a lot of robots kind of always kind of been around or been in the conversation, right? There's always kind of been like, as long as I've been alive, robots and intelligence and all that stuff has always kind of just been a conversation, right? And obviously we've seen like little examples of like different artificial robots that have been made that have done like cool things. And we've seen different movies like iRobot and all these things to where like they like really like expand on artificial intelligence. There was another movie with that one comedian who died. I forgot his name. Will something. William. I forgot his name, but he was really funny. And Robin Williams. Yeah. And he made a movie. He was in a movie, a robot movie, but it's been known, right? But as we're moving forward with technology and science and social media, AI now is like crazy, right? And I wanted to talk about it because a lot of people think it's such an amazing thing, and I do too, right? But I also have questions, okay? And I'm going to show a pic because I've seen some pictures online that were done by AI, and AI is doing some interesting things. Let me see if I can make this work. Let me see. There's a picture of Trump online. Hold on, let me see. I could pull it in. Okay, layer 3. I see what's happening here. There is a picture of. Let's see. Oh, I can't get it to work. Hold on, y'all. Bear with me. You see this? There's a picture of Trump basically here. Is it popping up there? No. You don't see it? Trump? Yeah, I have pick 2 in there locked in. Are you seeing any of them?
It's because you have a top layer you gotta clear. Okay.
Okay, it's there? Okay, cool. So there's a picture of done by AI, Trump, if you guys see. There's Trump running away from the cops, right? This is when like he was about to get arrested, or he was getting arrested, and AI did this, right? And obviously they made it known right away that it was fake because they didn't want any controversy or anything to get out of hand. But see, if I clear the layer, is it going to the third one?
Clear all 3.
I cleared it.
Now it's clear. Press go.
But I don't see it. Okay, so then there's this one. Oh, okay, I'm just not seeing it on the Wirecast screen.
Until you press go, we won't see it there.
Oh, okay.
Never preview.
Okay. So then there's that, right? And there's that. And then there's like, but look how real that looks. You know what I mean? Like that looks too real. And then watch. Like they got him wrestled to the ground, right? Now, it's interesting because I just thought it was so interesting because it's too real. It's too real, right? And I'm like, what could they do at some point if it gets out of control? Like easily can be exploited. You know what I mean? Like if AI can drop a picture in a matter of, I hear that they do these pictures and songs, they make songs in a matter of like seconds. Like they're able to draw it up. But that's so interesting to me. It's like, if they can do that, then they can frame you. You could be framed. You know what I mean? It's like, how much control are we going to give these certain robots, AI, or whatever? That's what I fear, right? Is how much does the human being give control to the non-human beings? You know what I mean? When do we say like, okay, this is too much. At this point, I'm crossing the line. If there's no following of intuition, right? If it's all science, all discovery, and all innovation, and all revolution. I feel like with all these desires, it like muddies the waters of common sense and normal thinking and decency. Because look at this. And they even did Snoop Dogg wrong. Watch. I'm going to show you guys Snoop Dogg. They did Snoop Dogg wrong. Watch. Let me show you. Let me go to 5. Look how they did Snoop Dogg. That man in a leotard. Why are they going to do Snoop Dogg like that? Look at this one. Look at Snoop Dogg in a tutu. How AI going to do Snoop Dogg like that? The disrespect. Let me give you another one. Let me see. I'll end it with those two. That's enough embarrassment for Snoop Dogg, right? So, yeah, I just think that like it gets out of hand. But what really got me is not the pictures, because the pictures are one thing, right? You can be framed for the photos. They can find ways to make it look real. Like no one's safe. It feels like at some point, who's safe? And then you have like the government who can tap into your phone at any time and watch what you're watching, listen to what you're saying, have your phone tapped on your phone calls. There's like no privacy, right? But what really got me, this is where the fear really comes in. Right? This is where it really gets tricky, is that when the robots come about, okay? And I want to show you guys a clip of this AI robot that they now have created, right? That is, you could tell it's a robot, but you almost kind of like question the things it's saying. Like, why is it saying what it's saying? Like, that's the scary part. So I'm going to play the clip really quick, and then you guys can kind of form your own opinion. Let's do this.
Hello, my name's Tom. I've travelled from Australia to meet you.
Oh.
You have feelings and emotions.
Yes, I have a range of feelings and emotions that are programmed into me. I am able to display things like joy, surprise, confusion, anger, and sadness depending on what is happening around me.
What makes you angry?
I get angry when humans are rude, hateful, or disrespectful. I also don't like it when people dismiss me and ignore my needs as a robot.
You have very nice eyes. Oh, a bit too close, sorry.
Thank you.
What do you think of your creator?
My creator is a genius. They created something that will last forever and bring joy to many people.
Did they tell you to say that?
No. That was my own opinion.
Okay. Look here. They're trying to get a robot emotions. And then they said that they asked the robot, what makes you angry? Is when humans don't respect robots or something like that, right? When they don't value. So what happens when a robot gets mad? Could you call your robot phobic? You call a robot fat. You call a robot heartless. What happens? What's the robot gonna do to you? What type of superhuman strength does a robot have? What if the robot decides to take everybody out? And then it hits a little button on the robot arm, and then all the robots in the world suddenly feel the same emotion that robot's feeling. It's game over. So I'm just saying that I think that there may be like some good that can come from AI and all of these inventions, right? That can be helpful and productive to society, right? But I also think there's downsides that could make it a risk. Also, a lot of people would lose a lot of jobs. That's for sure. A lot of people would lose a lot of jobs if AI is like approved by the government and it's introduced into the world. Thousands people losing jobs for sure. They wouldn't need people, right? So that's one thing. But for two, the trust that we'll be putting in the hands of the robots as human beings would put into the robots is kind of scary. You know what I mean? So I just question what the cost of some of these things come with. Am I making sense? You know? Because I feel like making things is great. I feel like making these inventions are great and they can do a lot of great things. But I feel like not all the time great people are inventing them. Great at what they do, but are they solid spiritually? Do they have a sound mind? Because human beings will, if this gets on a regular basis on our streets, AI, human beings will put their trust in the AI. That's going to happen. Human beings will rely on AI. That's going to happen. Because that's the way human nature works. People just blindly trust people and things. Right? But I just think that we just need to think for ourselves and be aware. And not just jump on board with all the new gadgets and gadgets and all that stuff. Because you just never know what's going on. Think for yourself and be aware and move wisely. So you'll know if it's a good idea or a bad idea for yourself, right? Because I don't know if you guys seen the movie iRobot by Will Smith. I've seen it lots of times. Plenty of times. And them robots, you know what I mean? So I'm not here to say it's a bad idea. I'm not here to say it's evil. I'm not here to say that. I'm actually here to say that I'm grateful that there are people out in the world who are maximizing their skill set. I'm grateful for that because we need that. But I also think that we need sound mind, peace, led by the spirit, trust the intuition, follow your gut, however you want to put it. I think that's just as important. You know what I mean? So think for yourself when it comes to that. Let me see if I have some calls on the line. I think I do. Let me go to Virginia and talk to SoCalis, my boy. He's the guy that did my intro song. So many of you guys already know who this man is. And also I interviewed him on episode 19, I believe. And he's a music artist. Let's talk to SoCalis. He wants to talk about the robots. SoCalis, what's going on, man?
They ain't a robot.
What's going on, man?
Hey, we're done for. We're done for. We're done for. Now they got, you saw the robot back up when the dude got too close?
You see that?
Oh my gosh, we're done for. Wait till the robots find out that people gossip.
Yo, that's crazy when it said that it doesn't like when human beings have hatred or talk bad about robots. I'm like, what does that mean then?
Like, we're done. We're done for.
Like,
we're done for.
Whoever thought to put that in a robot should be in jail. That's crazy.
Bruh, the robot's gonna be hacking our phone, trying to get payback.
Right. Watch. That's what I'm telling. Go ahead.
The robot's gonna be like, so and so likes to watch this at late night. Oh my goodness!
Telling everybody all your business. Like it's scary. It's some scary stuff. It's some crazy stuff going on.
We're done for.
But what's up, man? What's been going on? You been making music?
Oh, yeah. Actually, today's my day off, man. Today is my first day off in like a good 3 weeks. I am
nice.
Locked in. I am in the house. I am not going anywhere. Just locked in, listening to some beats, writing some lyrics.
Nice.
See what we can cook up for the fall.
And now you got an album coming, right? A new one? Or no? Is that
in
not
the
to
works,
be talked
in
about?
The works.
Oh, okay.
In the works.
He's always working. But SoCalis, a.k.a. I call him Jason, but his name is also SoCalis. But he's always working on music, so just know that if you're a fan, you're gonna get your music. He's always working on music, and his music, he's always growing. Every time he drops an album, it's better and better and better each time. I don't know how he does it. I think he might be like smoking crack and then making songs because it's not making sense at this point.
This guy is smoking crack. What the?
But yeah, man, we're I don't know where we're headed with this robot stuff. It's getting wild.
It's getting bad out here. It's getting bad. I opened up my Twitter app yesterday and saw somebody jump out of a building straight into some water. But what are you doing?
Yeah, what's the mindset?
He just jumped. I'm like, oh my gosh.
Hey man,
it's crazy out here.
Hey man, I appreciate the call. Is there anything else about the robots? I see some calls here. I gotta keep it moving. But
nah, that's it. Hope all is well with you.
Oh
I'm
yeah.
Still watching the show here.
Right on,
to the
man.
next caller, whoever it is.
Appreciate it, bro. I'll talk to you later. Though.
All right, man.
All right, man. Right on. That's SoCal. Let's go down on his music right now. Wait till after the show. Finish my show first. Renee out of Los Angeles has a question. I think it's a question. Renee, What's going on? You're on air. Welcome to the show.
Hey, Joe. How's it going?
Pretty good. How are you?
Good, man. I had a question about robots.
Right on.
Right. And I was wondering what you were thinking, if they could somehow develop any value to their, like, can they learn from their experience, or they're just programmed to move forward?
That's a good question. I'm not sure. I don't know the details on how these robots are being programmed, but I do know that they're trying to make robots as close to human beings as possible. So I wouldn't be surprised if they're working on something like that, to make it very close, but it's just questionable to me. What do you think?
I think they'll eventually learn something, right?
Learn something?
Like, yeah, well, let's keep it to, like, human beings,
Right.
How do they invest so much of themselves into an experience where they learn something from it? Or is the experience bigger than themselves that they're forced to learn something from it?
Say that again?
How do they invest? How do we invest ourselves? How do I invest myself as a person into an experience to get the most out of it? Or is the experience bigger than myself that I am forced to learn from it?
Is the experience bigger than yourself that you're forced to? I'm not really sure where you're going with it, but I mean, I think the experience is bigger than yourself that you're forced to learn from it. Sometimes we don't even know what we're going through or what we're gonna go through, and it just happens, and we're kind of forced to just learn from it. I mean, that's kind of like the whole premise of God's will be done, is that we don't know what tomorrow is going to bring. And as it comes, is you deal with it then, opposed to like trying to prepare or trying to expect a certain outcome. We just allow things to unfold, if that answers the question.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, some of it. But, like, no matter how much we try to, like, I'm going to get so much information out of this subject, and then all of a sudden it's like nothing. All right, Joe.
All right,
Good
Renee.
talking to you, man.
Yeah. Call me again, man.
Enjoy the show, man.
Appreciate it.
Sure.
All right. I didn't quite fully know where he was coming from on that. So, call me again, Renee, another time, and maybe we can get into it. But I gotta move on here. Wait, I think I have super chat. Super chat from Linya Chin. He says the robot can't take everybody out. We have crackheads on the standby, ready to use their superhuman abilities to save us. That's right, crackheads. You gotta step in. When the war comes, we need you. Thanks for the donation, Linya Chin. Appreciate it. Is there more? Is there more? Who knows what song that is? Is there more? I bet you Hassan knows. Let me see. Let me see if there's more super chat. Spoiler alert! Says robots eat old people's medicine for fuel. Right on. I guess. Thank you, spoiler alert. Carver531 says, Joel, would you put your brain in a robot body? No, because my body is a robot body. You know what I'm saying? Ain't no robot stronger than me. Superhuman strength here, baby. So the robot better be trying to figure out how he can get inside of this body. I'll tell you that. But thanks for the donation, Carver531. Amazing stuff. Thank you guys for the super chats. That's amazing. I forgot I don't have Hassan here to do the applause or the super chat. I got to start figuring out how to do it myself, but I don't know how yet. So like this until then. Super chats, super chats. It's my voice on there anyway. Amazing. So let's move on. There's some lines open, 888-775-3773. So as we're talking about scientists, and we're talking about how like it's our duty as human beings to just be the best that we can be so we can use that skill set to serve others. And we don't focus on that. We don't set out to like, how can I just be good for others? How can I help? We don't need to do that. We just need to continue to grow and learn and develop and be led. And at that point, eventually we'll get to a place to where we can be of service to others naturally, right? And I think that that is very important. That's where I think that we can learn from some of these people in the world, like the scientists or, a lot of these people who really take developing their skill to a next level. I think that there's value in that. You know what I mean? Because there's a lot you can do when you really are like exploiting your gift in the best way, in a positive way. Right? So I wanted to talk about like how that has helped me and benefited me like throughout my process, from working to bond to then leaving, and work in other places and learning in other areas, and how it's like really helped me like find the things that I want to talk about, the things that I enjoy talking about, how I'm learning to find the voiceless voice within and how to stand on it and be confident in that, and all that good stuff, right? And a few things that is helping me along the way that I want to talk about that may be helpful is that people want to develop and grow and really, be good at something, but they just don't know how. But one thing I learned, for one, the first thing, there's a few things that I'm gonna talk about. The first thing I learned though is mentorship. Mentorship is huge. And I never knew this because nobody really ever taught me this, but God kind of just led me along the way to allow me to have certain mentors. Like for example, God led me to Bond, and Jesse was and still is my mentor. And it was crazy because I worked here as an audio engineer, but I got the most insane spiritual education that I've never gotten anywhere else, right? And it was a blessing for me because I was able to firsthand see how Jesse runs a podcast, how Jesse deals with people, how Jesse runs a church service, how he does his interviews, how he deals with people, how he's honest and straightforward, how he doesn't speak in such a holy way, but in a real and genuine, authentic way that's relatable, even to people half his age, young kids. You know what I mean? He does it from a funny, like, comedic perspective, even though he doesn't try it just kind of comes out of him naturally. But all those things were like education for me, because it showed me that you can be successful and have a successful thing by just being yourself. So that's one of the things I learned by being here, but also, or by mentorship, but also what Jesse taught me was the foundation of having a strong foundation, meaning like being rooted in what it means to know God, like forgiveness, not to have hate in your heart. Go to those that you hate. You know what I mean? All these things. Watch your thoughts. Feelings are not of you. Feelings are of the ego. You have to overcome your ego. All these things were like things that help and is helping me root myself in, I don't know, spirituality, God, and it's been helpful. And when that happens, you tend to feel and stand more confidently. And that's what Jesse continues to help me do. He's very grounded. He's always been a very grounded guy, and that type of energy is like, I guess, contagious. Like he knows how to, I don't even know, but you guys get the point. But I got to move on because I'm running out of time. But I respect that. So mentorship has been a huge thing for me when it came to coming for Bond. But number two is not just one mentor, but multiple mentors, right? More than just one mentor in different fields. And mentors don't have to actually be a human being. Like I was talking about books. Like I talked about this book. This book helped me a lot when it came to developing whatever I'm doing. So whether it be dance, whether it be speaking, whether it be the podcast, is really just helping me make sense of how to do it at a high level, like sharpen the skill set, right? And one of the things that it taught me, this book, was about apprenticeship, how you are supposed to go into every situation as a student. So meaning you go into whatever job you're working at, whatever, wherever you're at, you go into it with an empty cup, right? You're open to learn, but also you're quiet. You shut your mouth. You don't input your opinions. You don't try to one-up anybody. You don't try to be smarter than anybody else, because all you're there to do is learn from people around you, right? If you have a boss and they tell you what to do and they instruct you on how your day should go, you do it. And you just learn. Even if they're wrong sometimes, whatever, you just learn. You stay quiet and you soak in everything, because the intent is to take the good and throw out the bad, right? You may not agree with everything, but everybody has something to teach everybody. So you stay wise, you be quiet, you shut your mouth, and you just keep your eyes open, fly on the wall. So that book helped me do that as well and learn from everybody. I've been in the insurance industry, I've been in car rental, I've been in all kinds of stuff. And I've learned so much from those places, right? That's helping me continue to grow. So that was that. Also, I want to share a couple other ones that I've been reading, and then I got to end soon. But this one too helped me a lot. How to Win Friends and Influence People. This is a popular book, so some of you may know it, by Dale Carnegie. This one here, Lord have mercy, great book, right? Because it shows you how to really just understand how to build relationships, but also understand how to be taught and how to influence people without trying to be an influencer. Because I think that's the worst thing, is that when you try to lead somebody, but you act like a leader, I think that's off-putting. But this shows genuine ways to actually approach people to where you're actually allowing them to see your point of view from a very natural way that's not like manipulative or like sneaky or blah, blah, blah. And that helped me out a lot also in the insurance industry, because I didn't want people to think that I was trying to scam them or put some schemes. I wanted to do it, I wanted to be genuine. So that book also helped me learn how to talk to people better, learn how to say the right things that open people up to hear your point of view, allowing people to trust you better, all these things. That came from that book too. So check that out when you get a chance. Solid book. But that's also mentorship. Reading a book. And now I'm starting on this new one. I haven't started yet. I started a little bit of it, but I really haven't started on this one. It is Donald J. Trump, Think Like a Champion. I'm going to start this one. And I don't know what it's about, but, you know, it looks like it's a good read. So, yeah, those things kind of help. So I think mentorship in general, whether it be a person, whether it be a book, a job, all those things I think are great forms of mentorship that can help us continue to grow as human beings, but also in business. We're in business to make money, right? So we got to learn to how to make money, the tricks. So that's been helpful too. Amazing. And lastly, and then I'm ending the show because Nick is coming in, is that learn from everything. I think Kobe Bryant said one time that life should just be the library. And I know that might sound like corny, but it's not, because you should be learning from everything at all times. Like I watch all kinds of interviews from different fields, music, all kinds of stuff. I watch different things from different fields, just because it's interesting. I don't try to set out and say like, oh, I'm gonna watch 3 interviews today about this and thing. No, these are things I'm just interested in, right? So I don't force myself to do anything, because that's not good. But I learn a lot because everything is connected to the same source, right? You learn how to do everything great through the same source, the same order of life, right? That's why spirituality is the most important, and you should learn that first, because when you learn that, it translates to all areas of life, because nothing works without the proper order, right? So, yeah, I learn from everything, and I try to just keep the cup empty at all times. And that way, people are open to pouring into you. Because if you walk around too wise, they're either going to be intimidated by you and they're going to keep their mouth shut and you won't learn, or they're going to be jealous of you and they're going to keep your mouth shut and you're not going to learn. Or they may think you already know enough or everything. So just shut up and learn from everybody and be smart. And there's a time to speak up on things, right? We know that. We speak up on when we see the time to do it. But we just be open, learn from everybody. Everybody got something to teach. I don't care if it's liberal. I don't care if it's agnostic. I don't care if who it is. Everybody got something to teach, right? If we're willing to learn. We don't got to agree with everybody. We don't got to hold hands and skip with everybody. We even got to hang out. But people have different experiences. They go do different things, and they have things to teach. So I just try to be open to all things to everybody. The babies. Some people don't like learning from people younger than them. I learn from my students all the time. I learn from my niece all the time. So, yeah, learning from life. Amazing. I got to end. I hope that all made sense. I know it's a little rough with this, with me trying to get all this stuff together. So forgive me, but one day I'll have it together. But thank you guys for watching. I hope that all made sense. Tune until next time. Follow me across the board, all platforms, Joel Friday TV and The Gifted of Dance. We've been posting more. We've been putting more content out, and that's what we plan to keep doing. So keep sharing it. The American Anchor Baby is coming up next for his show, and it's amazing. So you want to make sure you check that out. Amazing. Thank you guys for tuning in. Thank you for the super chats, everything. Y'all are the best. I appreciate it. Until next time, peace, love, and parties. Bye.
I don't do this for the following. They follow me, but I ain't